Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Soul Reaver 1 Remastered 100% walkthrough. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 11, which will also be the final episode. So let's get cracking. We are at the Oracle's Cave Warp Gate. So first of all, we gotta crack through this cave. There's quite a lot of puzzles and stuff in this area. A few block puzzles if I remember correctly, and the enemies do hit quite hard, so I'm just going to use the fire glyph and just absolutely obliterate all the enemies. Once again, if you need to get the 100 souls absorbed achievement, then use your glyphs, destroy the enemies in this cave and stuff, and just absorb those souls. So what we need to do first of all is go spectral. That opens up this cave. And essentially we have to work our way through here. This can be a little bit tricky, I think. Need to remember the best way to do it. I think we constrict this first of all. And it's a case of kind of like flicking between these two thingies. I think we should go this way first. Yeah. We're going to go spectral. Sorry, my brain's... I'm thinking about what's coming up next and completely forgetting to go spectral. So spectral through here and then back to physical. I was just trying to think if there was a missable achievement or not coming up, and I think there is one missable achievement. So I'm going to have to point that out and remember where that is in just a sec. Anyway, we need to pull this out first of all, I believe. Oh, the blue one. I think it's going to be... I'm just trying to jog my memory here. I think it is this one in. Yeah, red one in. Then blue one out. And I think the blue goes across. So we just pop this across this section here. And it's just a case of kind of like flicking back and forth between that side and that side. And the achievement that I mentioned a second ago is kind of like semi-missable, but not 100% missable. So I'll point it out when we get there. So we're going to pop the one that was in the blue over to that other side there. And then... I think what we should do is pop that out a sec. And I think we have to pop it into the blue one a sec. There we go. So we pop that into the blue one. Let's keep that open for now, and then I believe we go spectral. So the red door is currently closed, the blue door is currently open. And we can just walk straight around, pop through spectral, pop this back over to physical, and then we're going to whip up this block. And I believe there's one... Basically the idea here is to get that symbol there, get the blocks in that symbol. So one's like a holy hand grenade or something from worms, and then you've got like the Z symbol there. So we have the Z here, like so, and then we also have the holy hand grenade on the other side. Ah, Worms. What a fantastic game that was back in the 90s. Used to spend hours playing that with me and my friends and my cousins. Fighting each other on worms and stuff. Throwing holy hand grenades. Okay, so the holy hand grenade is here, so we're going to whip this block into that one, and that should be it. So the achievement that I was mentioning just a second ago is basically there's a cutscene that plays, and you have to watch all of the cutscene, and if you skip the cutscene, then the achievement doesn't pop up. So I'll point that cutscene out when we get to that section. Anyway, we've got that in the Holy Hand Grenade bit, and got that one in the Z, which opens the door, so we can pop straight through. Don't think there's anything too crazy in here. A bunch of enemies. Just going to use that purely because it's fun to use. And you can constrict this if you want to get some eldritch energy behind there. If you want to stock up on your eldritch energy. At this point, Raziel's pretty OP, to be fair, so you can basically just go around and just blast enemies with your glyphs and stuff. Might be able to just skip that guy. As long as we don't get hit, we should be okay, but we'll see how we go. So jump across, and then we're going to go physical. Then we're going to jump back across again. Once again, a bunch of vampires will... Oh, it's not this room, actually. Next room. I was going to say vampires will jump out at us, but I think it's the next room. So a bit of a mini puzzle here, but it's not really too much of a puzzle. Just kind of whip those blocks across, and then just projectile them in. And that is that. Opens that door. This is the room that I was thinking of. You can just, once again, if you want to, just whip out the old fire. Nice. That's that. And again. So here the game is kind of giving us a lot of Constrict puzzles, because we got the Constrict ability, and to be totally fair, we don't really use it a lot. So they kind of just this last section of the game just has a lot of Constrict type puzzles, but basically here we just keep on constricting these until they are all facing the middle. Obviously you can constrict clockwise or anti-clockwise, whichever is best. So that opens the door at the entrance of the cave. We can just go back now. I think you can get some eldritch energy if we need it. We do actually need some, so you might as well grab that there if you can, if you need it. Let's skip that guy. Gonna go back to physical. Jump on down. Just backtracking basically at this point. I think it's this way, and then we have to go spectral so we can get back through. Oh, not quite sure what that phase shift there was, but all good. Just kind of did a little bit of a dance. Go back to physical, then we're going to constrict this back again so we can get back to the entrance section. Then we're going to go spectral again. Then we're going to go back physical. Watch out for this guy. I'm going to take him out because he can sometimes be a bit of a pain. Down. There we go. You can skip this if you want to. I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, but if this is your first time playing Soul Reaver, then you know, if you can do it, watch the cutscenes are amazing. So I highly recommend watching all the cutscenes and taking in all the lore and stuff. I hope that we get more Soul Reaver games, to be totally fair. Like, I hope that this sells well, because if this game, if this remaster of 1 and 2 sells really well, sells many copies, and is popular, that will essentially fund more Soul Reaver games, perhaps more remasters, perhaps a complete remake or a brand new game or something like that. That would be absolutely awesome to see. So if you're on the fence about jumping into this game, I highly recommend buying it and playing it. Fantastic game series. I used to play, it wasn't online for very long, but there was a game, it was like a PvP game called Nosgoth, where you could play, it was a 5 versus 5, and you could play as vampire hunters or vampires, 5 versus 5. It was really fun. I played so many hours of Nosgoth. Here you basically just put one of the clock hands up and then one of the clock hands down like that, and it just opens the section underneath it. That's all there is to it. And then once again we are using Constrict. We just constrict these until it turns to the colour that's on the far wall over there. In this case it's purple. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you played Nosgoth as well. I played so many hours of Nosgoth. I got loads of Steam achievements for it and stuff. So that's gone purple, then Constrict the middle one. My favourite to play as in Nosgoth was, there was like this, I can't remember what the clan was, it was a vampire. It's kind of like a magic type vampire, and you could like throw these like magical orbs that kind of like did area damage when they landed, and the humans got obliterated by them. It was so fun. I don't know why they shut it down. Well, I suppose money is probably the answer, but it was really fun. Anyway, that's that. You just constrict those until the colour goes to the colour on the tablet at the back. That's pretty much it. And there's a lot more puzzles like that in this section. It's like constrict puzzles and a few block puzzles and stuff like that. There's one that's quite tricky where it's a block puzzle and the floor is kind of like I don't know how to describe it. Like the designs on the floor, or the like mural type stuff on the floor, is kind of like eroded, so you can't really see it very well. I think you do this in the order of colour, so red first, red, blue, yellow. So from top to bottom you just do this clockwise a few times, or I guess you could do it anyway to be totally fair, but just keep on whipping this round until that's at the bottom. And blue, and then yellow, which I think is anti-clockwise. Yep, there you go. So that's that. So we can push on forward. But yeah, hopefully get more Soul Reaver stuff, and hopefully this does sell well. Please buy this game. If you're on the fence, please buy this game so we can get more Soul Reaver stuff. Okay, so we're going to head on over, and more puzzles I think here. Once again, just going to use the fire glyph. Kind of a block puzzle here, but not quite. You basically just whip these across so they are out the way, and then just pull this one back. It just gets the gears turning in here, and then we need to... I think the best way for this is usually go up here first. I don't think there's anything else knocking around in here if memory serves. It's just a sort of empty-ish room, I think. Nothing too crazy. I don't think I've actually ever been up that way. It must lead back up, I think. Well, we don't really need to go there anyway, so what we need to do is go onto here, onto here, onto here, and then this way. Wait for this to sort of like come over to this side, this like moving platform, jump up, and then just follow this around. I don't know why I'm fighting him. There we go. Just grab that. Could ideally do with some full health, to be fair. Just going to whip that down there, so just give that a quick blast with the projectile, the block there, because we need it for a puzzle in a sec. This upcoming puzzle is the one that I was talking about before, where like the sort of designs on the rock. One sec. I have to like manually aim that, otherwise it aims at the enemy down there. Yeah, the designs on the rock, not the rock Dwayne Johnson, the actor, but on this rock here is kind of like slightly eroded, so it's difficult to see. The designs. Just going to use fire glyph again. Okay, so we're going to have to use our brain powers here. Let's go. So essentially the idea here is just to match these designs on the things with the designs on the floor. So this one is relatively in place as it is, I think. So what I'm going to do is move this one out of the way so that we know that is ready to go a little bit later, and clear some space for the others. So this one needs to be like a circle and then kind of like going down a bit. So I think it's this one next to us. At least I think so, because a lot of the designs here are like very, very similar, which doesn't really help our cause. But I think with this one, I'm going to flip it this way, and then this way, and then this way. As far as I can see, that is that one. So I'm going to pop that in place. And then we've got just a small circle, which I'm pretty confident that was that. Like so. Which must leave this one to go down this way. I don't think these designs are as eroded as what I originally thought, to be fair. But anyway. So this one, it kind of looks like it needs to go point in the other direction. So perhaps if we go here, then maybe here, maybe here. I think that's right. So just pop that in place. Other than that, we should be all good, I think. Give it a try. Cross your fingers. Cool. That's that one. Once again, we're going to have to use our brain power again. There's one coming up where we have to like remember pairs of symbols. So we have to remember those there. Look. So like. Oh, great, that's not helping. Hold up. I'm going to see if we can get multiple enemies with one thing. We don't have any energy, so might just have to go Spectron and then shift back, because I don't really have anything to actually defeat these with. This should do it. We might be able to. I think what might make our life a little bit easier here is to use the same trick that we used in the Silenced Cathedral, where we kind of just stake them, impale them, and then just leave them. Because that way they get stuck there and then don't respawn. It just saves us loads and loads of stress. So probably best to do that. So yeah, we need to remember this. So it's kind of like fork thing, or like into, it's kind of like table stand. Triangle into N. Holy Hand Grenade into Z. So I'll try and remember that. Holy Hand Grenade Z. Triangle N. Something that looks like a clothes washing, like drying stand or something. Triangle N. Holy Hand Grenade Z. Washing stand. So I think this was washing stand. So we're going to constrict that. Like drying rack is what I'm trying to say, I think. Okay, so that's drying rack. Z was, I think it was Z Holy Hand Grenade. So that should be that. And then it was triangle N, wasn't it? Okay. So that's that. We've got these swings. We just high jump onto these. Then we need to press a switch on each of the sections. Ideally you need to remember which one you just pulled because they all look very similar. So this is triangle N. So we've done triangle N. Then we're going to do clothes drying rack. It's probably, I'm assuming it's probably not a clothes drying rack, but you never know. They still probably needed to dry the clothes down here. So there's a clothes drying rack. I'm not sure if these are on a timer as well. I don't think they are, but they might be. Okay. So this should be the third one. If it's not on a timer, it should be done. Cool. So that's that pulled across. And I think we're kind of like towards the end at this point. Which kind of makes me a bit sad that our journey is almost over. But I'm also glad that we've got to play through Soul Reaver 1 in 2024. What a pleasure. So there is a missable, well kind of like, not missable but kind of missable achievement like right now. So this cutscene here, don't skip it. You have to watch the entire cutscene to get the achievement. I think. Oh. It's popped before the cutscene. I think. I'm not sure if it was going to pop after the cutscene. I'm going to watch the cutscene anyway just to ensure that we're all good and we don't miss anything, but we should be good. Whilst this plays out, feel free to like the video, Video Game Warriors, like the YouTube video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more gaming guides and content from me, that would be absolutely awesome. I've got loads of videos on this channel if you're interested in other games such as Neo 2, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, loads of stuff, Ninja Gaiden. Covered the Ninja Gaiden trilogy 1, 2, 3. We've also just got an announcement that there's going to be another Ninja Gaiden game, which is awesome. It's going to be a 2D game, like the OG stuff. For the rest of these cutscenes, you can skip on if you want to. But once again, if it is your first time playing Soul Reaver, definitely watch the cutscenes and absorb all of the beautiful story, voice acting, characters. I just absolutely love this world. It's such a great world design and character design and story, and like everything about it is just top notch. I need to remember which way we came from. This bit gets me like really confused because it keeps flicking between left and right, and because I've just been talking about Soul Reaver, I just lost the direction there, I think. So it's a good idea here to like keep track of which side the thing is on. So this is the wrong way because it's not triggered a cutscene. So I'm just going to pay attention here. So that was the first one just behind us. The second one is here on Raziel's right, which is not going to trigger. I was going to mention, if you did skip the cutscene earlier, you can just press back here to rewatch a cutscene again if you want to. So if you, that's why I say the achievement is like semi-missable. But yeah, just rewatch the cutscene. If it's not popped up for you, go back to the thing and watch it again. Anyway, this was on Raziel's left this time. I'm going to focus. Raziel's left. Okay, so we can push forward. And I think there's a few more, so this one should be Raziel's right. Here we go. Yeah, and cutscene triggered. Raziel's right. We can push forward. Let me know in the comments as well how you're getting on with Soul Reaver yourself, and let me know if you want me to cover Soul Reaver 2. I would say that Soul Reaver 2 is probably a bit easier in general. This one's on Raziel's left. We can skip. Yeah, I would say that Soul Reaver 2 is a bit easier. It's not really got as much gameplay stuff going off as the first one, because this one's, you know, you can kind of like choose which areas to go, and there's a bit more. I think that was on Raziel's right, as far as I'm aware. There's a few more bits and bobs to do in Soul Reaver 1 in comparison to Soul Reaver 2, basically. Okay, so that's all the cutscenes, and we're kind of coming up to the final boss. And there is an achievement here, so on your left, just make sure to get this warp gate. Don't run past it because you'll miss the achievement. You need to activate this warp gate, and this is now all warp gates activated. There you go, all warp gates. Once again, if you still need that, you know, go back through the episodes of this walkthrough series. I cover, you know, all warp gates, all achievements, absolutely everything. So that's everything covered. You know, we've got all the glyphs, we've got all the upgrades, everything that we need for this final encounter. And just before I jump into this final encounter video game, Warriors, I just want to let you know that I am developing my own video game. The Steam page is up online. The game is called Loki the Lynx. Play as a lynx called Loki, as you may have guessed. Is a colourful 2D platformer collectathon. So if you are into 2D platformer collectathons, please go wishlist the game on Steam. I hope to release it in 2025, and I hope that you have an amazing time playing the game if you do play it in 2025. Other than that, let's jump into the final Kain battle. Thank you for watching this series as well. Hopefully you've been enjoying this Soul Reaver walkthrough series. It has been an absolute pleasure. So probably best saving it as well, in case you wanted to go back and get any achievements that you may have missed or anything that you want to farm. So I'm going to save it on slot 24. It's also worth using all the different save slots. So if you want to, like, as you play through, I've been using like different save slots as you go through the game. So you can take the game back to different points in time if you need to get certain achievements and stuff like that. So I'm going to pop it on 24. There we go. Let's jump on him. So yeah, nothing too crazy with this last boss fight, to be totally fair.
I must say I'm disappointed in your
I love this cutscene so much.
Tell me, did it trouble you to murder?
It is a great cutscene.
Did it trouble you when you ordered me?
And I think he says like one of my favourite lines of all time here. He says something like, he says something like, do you not feel like how we do you not see how we have become like gods? Such an awesome line from Kain.
When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago,
Anyway,
I did not fathom the true power.
let's go for it. Yeah, nothing too crazy with this boss fight. You can stand here to get your health completely refilled. And it's essentially just the same as the first Kain boss fight. There's no achievement on this one for like not getting hit, so you can get hit if you want to. It doesn't really make much of a difference. So just stand in the middle section to get your health back. Just look out for it. I'm just going to stand here, so if you get hit, it doesn't really matter too much because you just instantly get full healed. Trying to look for him, but yeah, if you don't like make a move quite fast, you can zap you, so you got to be careful. I tend to use the side bits to jump up as well, so I'm just going to listen out for him. He's up there. Should have gone for a high jump there, I think. Yeah, I'll go for a high jump. So, 2 jumps, high jump. There we go. Pop him. And there we go. Video Game Warriors. Make sure to enjoy that final cutscene. So he goes through the time warp here. This leads, in terms of story, basically this leads directly into Soul Reaver 2. And Raziel follows him in. Achievement there as well. Defeat Kain the second time. But yeah, let me know if you do want me to cover Soul Reaver 2. I do think it is generally a bit easier in comparison to Soul Reaver 1. I would say that Soul Reaver 2 is a bit more straightforward, but there are still some tricky puzzles and stuff in that game as well. So yeah, make sure to let me know in the comments if you want me to do Soul Reaver 2. But yeah, make sure to drop this video a like, Video Game Warriors, if you have been enjoying this series. Hopefully you've enjoyed the entire Soul Reaver 1 series that we just blasted out. And there we go, Video Game Warriors. That is the end of our Soul Reaver 1 100% walkthrough. Hopefully you have enjoyed this series. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.